Let me give you a simpler example. Let's all go to the store. We are going to do some grocery shopping, all right? You got some money in your pocket and you go to the grocery store. Let's say you want to buy a sack of potatoes. Right? You go to the store, Mudalali Mahatya. And Mudalali Mahatya comes forward. Mahatya, what do you want? I would like to buy some potatoes. Do you have some? And Mudalali Mahatya says, of course. Let me go and get that for you. How much would you like, sir? I'll have 1.5 kilos, please. So he goes to the back of the store, puts it in a bag, a sack, and brings it to you and puts it on the table. And now what happens? Now you take your wallet out of your pocket, you ask him, how much for the potatoes? Right, so 500 rupees for 1.5 kilos of potatoes. So you count the money out of your wallet and you hand it over to him and he gives you the bag of potatoes. At this point, are you not free to walk out of the store with the bag of potatoes? If you picked it up, right, and walked out of the store with it, do you think someone's going to stop you? Do you think anyone's going to stop you? Do you? No. But what if you didn't place the money on the table and then attempted to walk out? Then what's going to happen? Someone's going to stop you. I'm actually coming to a very important point here. Wait for it. Okay? So, you place the money on the desk and you can walk away with the potatoes, no questions asked. But if you don't leave the money there, then someone's going to stop you. They say, hey, Mahatya, you haven't paid for the potatoes. Who owns the potatoes? Before and after. Before you place the money on the table, who owns the potatoes? Mudalali. After you put the money on the table, now who owns the potatoes? You own the potatoes. Do the potatoes know this? I want you to think. Do the potatoes know this? Does the money know this? Does the money know this? Does the money know that you no longer own the money? In fact, if you didn't put the money on the table and walked away just, say out by mistake, is the money in your wallet going to say, hey, hello, I should be in the store, please put me there before you walk out? Is the money going to protest? No, so the money doesn't know and neither do the potatoes. So who owns the potatoes then? Here's a better question to be asking. At which point do the potatoes stop being the Mudalalis and start being yours? The store might have a board outside that says, potatoes for sale. I suggest that we change that name to something like this. 1 kilo of potatoes, 500 rupees. Beneath that it should say this, if you will come and put 500 rupees on my desk, I will change my mind, my opinion, my belief that these potatoes belong to me, and I will accept that these potatoes belong to you. To explain further, if you will accept and believe, if you will believe that 500 rupees is no longer yours, I will believe that these potatoes are no longer mine. So what really exchanged there? Who owns the potatoes? I'm talking about the potatoes. Who owns the potatoes? No one. It is merely a perception. Ownership is merely a perception. That is why you can walk out with, say, you ask for 1 kilo of potatoes, but Mudalali brings you 2 kilos of potatoes, and by mistake, he forgets to count the money. You want to give him 500, whereas you should have given him, say, 1,000 rupees. You want to give him 500, but he forgets to count the money, right? And you walk out with the 2 kilos. No one protests. No one knows. The potatoes don't protest, and the money doesn't protest. Meaning, ownership is not in the object. It is merely a perception. That is why you can walk out with it and no one's going to ask a question. But if you don't put the money on the table, now people are going to start asking questions, because it is not the potatoes that he sells to you for 500 rupees. It is not a kilo of potatoes that he sells to you. Here's what he does for 500 rupees, not the selling. He changes his mind. He changes his mind of the opinion that the potatoes belongs to him. And he changes his mind to the opinion that the potatoes now belong to you. Therefore you can walk out with it. So what is selling then? What is buying and selling when you put it under the microscope? Is it an exchange of value, or is it simply an exchange of opinion?